Hey guys, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and today I'm going to start on the Volvo 2JZ build. For those of you who follow me on Snapchat, you probably already know that I bought a 2JZ GTE, so the twin turbo one, with the VVTi, automatic gearbox, wiring loom, all of the parts which I need to swap a 2JZ in this Volvo. So today I'll be taking out the engine, and hopefully in around 1 week the engine which I ordered off JDM Distro will arrive and we can swap it in the Volvo. It's going to be epic, guys. And what tools do you use when taking out an engine? Of course, the forklift. And in the next episode I will take out the dashboard, sort out all the wiring, we're going to label all the wiring, and this will be a very in-depth series on how to swap a 2JZ in a Volvo, and this is the first for me and it's going to be epic, guys. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's start on taking out the engine. Now let's put the carb in here and rip out the engine. No, I have to do it carefully because this engine is going into the Niata in a few weeks or months, depends on how much work this is. And I really like the fact that the Volvo bonnet can go up 90 degrees. It's absolutely perfect to work on. The 940 is up on all fours. Let's drain the radiator, take out the airbox and all the other parts, which takes a lot of room, so that we can work on the engine a lot easier. And I hope the lighting here, 2 lights here, 1 there on the forklift and 1 over here, are enough for you guys to see everything really good. The coolant looks really clean, which is always a big plus. And make sure to don't lose this thing here. On my Miata I know every single bolt which I need to take out when removing an engine, and on a Volvo I haven't worked on them, so everything takes a little bit more time, but I really like Volvo engineering. Take out 2 clips, 1 here and 1 here. And you can take out the front grille. So that's really easy, and as you can see there's loads and loads of room for a big ass intercooler. For the 2JZ, I'll probably just use the stock intercooler, because the stock intercooler is really big, as you can see. And also the radiator. Once I will go big single, of course I'll upgrade the intercooler. But the radiator, yeah, it's really big, so I think it will be capable. Now let's try to get out the AC compressor, then take off fuel lines, other electrical connections. Who would have known that sitting in the engine bay of a Volvo is actually pretty comfortable. I have some back support and enough leg room, as you can see. And this makes working on the engine a whole lot easier. So if you're working on your Volvo, just take out all of the stuff here and then just sit in the engine bay. Currently I'm working on the ridiculous wiring on the Volvo. I really don't know who was responsible of the wiring at Volvo when they designed this, but it's absolutely retarded. I have been working on the Volvo for 4 hours and this is the first time I'm pulling an engine out of a Volvo. Like I said, Miata, I can do it within 2.5 hours, but this is the first time I'm doing it on a Volvo, so it takes a little bit longer than usual. But normally there is an engine loom and a loom on the car, and there are a few connectors. On a Volvo, you just have a shitload of wires and no connectors. So if one of these breaks, you can't just get a new engine loom, you need to replace the entire fucking thing. Which, yeah, is really retarded, and I already read online that it's going to be even worse when I'm pulling out the dashboard and doing some stuff on the wiring itself. Now I'm only disconnecting it. So that will be really exciting. But first, let's move under the car and get the exhaust off, get the gearbox out of its mount, get the drive shaft out, and a few other things. Both of the engine mounts are loose, and now I'm going to take off the shifter assembly inside the car, then underneath the car the gearbox mount, and then we're going to use the forklift, like always. Now let's hook up the engine to the forklift and then pull it out. Yep, perfect. Let's get the gearbox brace out of the way. Yes, now it's hanging free. Nice. Exhaust off and drive shaft itself is also out. I'm liking where this is going. Taking out the engine went really smooth, nothing is broken or bent now, and the engine is here. So now I'm going to remove the engine mounts out of the engine bay and then take a look if the 2JZ engine mounts will fit, and hopefully the 2JZ will be here next week, but it probably will be here within 1.5 weeks. These are engine mounts from KLC Racing. It's a Swedish company, found them on Google. And their engine mounts seem pretty good, and they were like 300 bucks, so I thought, well, I'm not going to make them myself if I can get them for that cheap. The intersection goes onto the cross member and the other thing onto the engine. Well, since I don't have the engine yet, nice. And the other one, of course, will go on here. And I'm not going to install this yet because I want to do all the wiring, and once all the wiring is done inside the engine bay, I probably am going to give the engine bay a good clean, because I haven't done that on any of my cars, and this car is in such a good condition. I think it will look a lot better, and there is absolutely no rust. So when I give this a good clean, it will probably be super bright and, yeah, look brand spanking new. A Volvo 940 engine bay really is humongous. You can fit a V8 in here. I bet you can even fit a V10 BMW M5 engine in here. So guys, this was the first episode on the Volvo 940 2JZ build. I'm thinking of calling the car Mad Moose or JZ. Not sure yet. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for cool names for the car. And episode 2 will probably be about the wiring, and maybe the engine will be here. Not sure yet. And since I got 2 weeks off from work, I'll be uploading quite a lot of videos on the Volvo 2JZ build and maybe also on the MX-5. But first I want to finish the Volvo because it's a freaking epic build. And it's such a clean car I want on the road again. Let me know in the comments if you liked the first episode on the Volvo 2JZ swap. I have 2 weeks off from work, so I'll be doing quite a lot of work on the Volvo. Make sure to subscribe, that way you will receive weekly updates. And maybe even more videos on the Volvo or the Niata. See you guys next time. Bye.